Here's what $6,000 in damage looks like after a hit-and-run driver smashed into my wife's car. Luckily, we had full coverage, so we only had to pay the insurance deductible, and it's all fixed now. Today, I'm installing a dash cam to protect ourselves in case something like this ever happens again. And I found one that mounts in the perfect spot, out of sight, in front of the rear view mirror. It's going to look like it was OEM from the factory when installed. And it's made by Mangoal. Let's go check it out. Here's everything that comes in the box. Let's go install it. Here's the 4K dash cam with built-in Wi-Fi. It uses a micro SD card. And this actually replaces the factory plastic trim in front of the mirror, so you wouldn't even notice it was there unless you were looking for it. And that's why I picked this dash cam by Mangoal over all the others, because it's 100% plug and play, and I won't see any wires when it's installed. They make these for a lot of vehicles. I'll put a link and a discount code in the description. A lot of modern vehicles, like this GMC, have a low roof line, so there's not really a good place to use one of the suction cameras, and those fall off anyways. And the way this mirror is designed, with the pedestal coming out the back, means that you can't attach a camera to the back of the mirror. So the Mangoal camera actually replaces this whole plastic front cover. The first thing I need to do is remove this cover. And the kit includes this trim removal tool. Let's try it from the side. There we go. Next, unplug the harness from the mirror. And the kit comes with this jumper harness to power the camera. So plug one end into the mirror and the other end into the factory harness. And now this will deliver power to the camera when the car is on. No need to run a separate power wire or use the 12-volt power plug. The kit came with this harness to get power from the OBD port, but I don't know why I'd use that when this jumper harness is so much easier to install. Here's the plug for the rear camera. So let's go install that. Oh, hey kitty, you ready to install this thing for me? No? Okay. Here's the rear camera. It mounts with this double-sided sticky tape. Please make sure the screen is not upside down before installation. Solid advice. Let's disconnect this from the harness. Then this will run from the front to the rear of the car. So I have the camera orientated to face backwards, and I'll end up sticking it right about here. Now the easy way is to just run the wire right down inside the headliner and have the wire be exposed. But I think I'm gonna try to snake it inside this rubber tube. And then that way, it'll just look a little neater. This end plugs into the rear camera, and I'll try pushing it up from the bottom. This was more difficult than I could have ever imagined. Eventually, I gave up and decided to try pushing it through from the top. That was still challenging, but not impossible. All right, it's getting close. There it is. Honestly, I don't think this was worth the effort, just to have a mostly hidden wire. Okay, let's try some soapy water. Oh, much easier. So much better. Because I had to start at the top of the tube instead of the bottom, I have to feed the entire cable through. So this rubber goes over the outer edge of this plastic connector, and then the connector snaps into the metal hole, and that keeps everything waterproof. Next, I ran the rest of the cable for the rear camera through the car up to the front camera. And you can see I still have plenty of extra cable. Just tuck this in here for right now. Now's a good time to put the memory card in. Peel this protective cover from the camera lens before I install it. It's always a good idea first to connect everything and test to make sure everything's installed correctly. Especially to make sure I install the rear camera right side up. I have the app open to check the orientation of the rear camera. Let's go around to the back here and connect the rear camera. Plug it in, remove the protective lens sticker. And I just want to be sure the orientation is correct, so I don't stick this on upside down. And this is correct. So it's going to mount like this. So I can rotate the camera within the mount here. I can put this trim cover back on now. So it's going to mount exactly like this. With the rear hatch closed, I climbed in the back and exposed the mounting tape on the rear camera. Viewing the rear camera through the app as I was installing it allowed me to position it correctly, facing straight out of the rear glass. Let's take a minute to check out the SkyCam app. First, I'll need to connect the camera and choose the camera from Wi-Fi. There it is. The default password is 123456778. And we're connected. Back to the SkyCam app. And it's recording. That's the front camera. Press this button and it switches to the rear view. Hatch is open. There, now I can see behind me. Let's go to settings. It's always a good idea to format a brand new card. All good. Now I just need to install the front camera. First, I'm installing the upper piece of the plastic cover and plug in the camera. I have all this extra wire for the rear camera and it's too much to stuff inside of this plastic cover. So I need to take this extra slack here and move it somewhere else. Probably behind that rear panel. Here's all the extra wire I pulled back from the front, and I'll hide it behind here. Now I should be good. Power cable. And I'll tuck this little bit of extra wire in this lower cover. I actually need to pull this upper cover back off. And I think this should snap on in place. There it is. Now I can tuck these wires up in here and connect the rear camera. And I'll just tuck all these. I have plenty of room behind this headliner. And now the upper cover. There we go. And tuck the rest of this rear camera cable up here. Here's how it looks from the outside of the car. And here's how it looks from the inside of the car. I really don't even notice it's there unless I lean way forward and look for it. Let's take it for a test drive. So here's what I'm seeing, and here's what the front camera sees right now. Good color and sharp picture. And the rear camera, I have a lot of the plastic trim and frame here. I'm gonna go adjust the rear camera a little bit. That's better. Perfect. Nice quality of the rear camera as well. A lot better than the factory backup camera. Doing a driving test here, and the video looks great on my phone, but I'll download the physical video files and check them out on my computer so you can see the actual quality. Back from the test drive, pop out the micro SD card and check out the video quality. I need a micro SD adapter to download these onto my Mac. Here's the video file of the actual footage recorded by the front-facing camera. And this front camera records in 4K Ultra HD, which is 3840 by 2160 resolution. So I had to downscale the original footage to 1920 by 1080 to use in this HD YouTube video, because I'm editing this video on a 2013 iMac and it's not great at working with 4K video. The rear camera records in 1920 by 1080, so this is the original file and I didn't need to scale it down. I'm really happy with this camera and the fact that you wouldn't know it's there until you need it. I'll put a link to Mangoal Dash Cams in the description along with a discount code for all my viewers. Thanks for watching.